Hello, theater lovers, and welcome to a very special theater talk from Domino Theatre, our one act play festival edition. Come play by the lake, and that's what we're inviting you to do on July 5th and 6th as four wonderful, talented writers and directors present some offerings to us for our enjoyment. Now, today we have a special guest with us. We have Penny Barker, who is an author.
Well, I'm a fairly new playwright. Started about 2017. Basically, when I retired, started. I'd always written, but this is the first time I really got into playwriting. So,
Excellent.
mm,
And your play is titled A Kiss to Build a Dream On, which I believe will be presented on Friday, July 5th, the
that's right.
second show of the evening.
That's
Um,
right.
excellent. I was wondering if you could tell our audience a little bit, without giving too much away, what it's about.
Okay. Well, basically, A Kiss to Build a Dream On is a tribute to the veterans of World War II,
Oh,
basically on the home front and on the battlefield. It I thought since this was the 80th anniversary of D-Day, it was sort of appropriate at this time.
mm-hmm.
And it in the one act play, of course, it's not going to be a huge coverage of everything that happened, but it's to give, I guess, a little picture postcard of a couple who have been married 50 years. It takes place in 1996, and it's basically their love story as told to the proprietor of a cafe while they're waiting for their anniversary party to start. So,
Oh, lovely. That's wonderful. So they go back through, I'm guessing, through their entire relationship, how they met
yes,
and
yeah. And
okay.
when it starts, the ups and downs. He's over on Juno Beach. She's back, basically going to high school at that time, and progresses from there.
All
So,
right. What was your other than D-Day? Was there a special inspiration to the story?
my father was a
Mm.
World War II veteran, and we have friends, family members. Uh, the main characters, Ross and Nora, are composites of a lot of dear friends and family members. And it was just to pay tribute to them and to maybe give people who are living today and maybe not aware of so much of our history at the time
Mm.
a little more information of what was going on at the time.
Now, you say this is your first foray into playwriting, but you were doing other types of writing before.
That's right. Well, I have written other plays, but this was it started as a small play. I've now fleshed it out so that it's still a one act play, but it's more involved than it was when I started it. It began life as a short story actually, and then it evolved into a one act play.
Oh, nice, nice. What was it about the short story that you saw the opportunity that you know what? Maybe I'd rather see this rather than just read this.
Actually, it was my daughter who suggested it. She's very involved in the theater. She acts, directs, does technical work, and she kept saying this would make a really good one act play. She kept encouraging me to do it. So finally, I changed the format, and that's when A Kiss to Build a Dream On was born.
Hmm. So, what do you find is the main difference between writing, let's just say, prose and writing for a stage?
Well, for stage, you have to be more in your face. If something is happening, you have to have the characters describe what's happening. You can't just say George opens a box and finds a necklace. George has to open the box on stage and say, "Oh, look, there's a necklace." So
Right.
you have to rethink the way you would present something so that you're making your audience aware of what's happening. But
Hmm.
I actually think I enjoy it now more than the short story because of that. You get to see people's reaction right away.
Oh,
So
nice, nice. So, this one's just two actors.
it was three. There's the couple, Ross and Nora, and then
Oh, yes.
Katie, who's the proprietor of the cafe. and she's the catalyst who drives the story along by listening to them asking questions, and she provides the way for the play to move along.
Hmm. Now, did you have trouble finding actors for these roles?
Um, well, uh, it wasn't too difficult, but we managed to find actually uh, some very talented people, so it worked out well.
Good. And are the roles seeming to fit?
I'm sorry.
Are the roles seeming to fit the actors well?
I think so. I think they are. Yes, I think it's a good fit. The ages are right. I think the personalities are right. And of course, it's always interesting to see the same play played by different actors. So it might be interesting later on to see another group of actors playing the same roles.
Indeed. Now, did you have any particular challenges in trying to bring this particular play to the stage?
Um, the main thing was to get it right so that it was. I wanted it to be sympathetic without being too maudlin or
Mm,
too like. I didn't want it to be sound like a bleeding heart so much as to be relatable, sympathetic, so that hopefully people would like these characters, and maybe they look at it and they would remind them of somebody they knew, even if it was themselves or maybe their parent or grandparent. And that was the main challenge I found.
hmm. So, when the audience comes to see this and they're done watching it, what impression would you like them to be left with?
I'd like them to feel as though they had seen a little snapshot of both uh, personal and Canadian history, like somebody's personal love story, and a little slice of Canadian history. And hopefully they would come away feeling good about the experience.
Indeed. Now, if we're talking about one acts, because that's a very special format, is there something about that format that you like as compared to full length plays?
Um, I think there's the opportunity if you want to get some type of message across and you want to do it quickly, you can do it in a one act. If there's a more involved story, of course, you'd want a two or even three act play. But I think um, there is the opportunity if there's a message that you want the audience to get right away and for things not to drag on, you can do it in a one act.
All right.
And
Oh, please go on.
no, that's I think now I would eventually like to try writing a two-act play, but at the time being, I've just written several one-act plays, so we'll see what
Ex-
happens after that.
Excellent. Um, Before we go, if you had to give the audience your pitch, why it is they would like to come to see this festival and your play in particular, what would you tell them?
I would say a one-act play festival, especially in a beautiful theater like Domino in Kingston, is a wonderful way to uh, introduce yourself to different playwrights and their styles. Some of them are edgy, some of them are uh, hopefully, like mine would be considered romantic, a little bit on the sentimental side.
Hmm.
And some of them would make you laugh, some of them might scare you, but it's nice to have a little, like it's like a helping, an hors d'oeuvre of different types of plays to try to take that home with you.
That's a lovely way of describing it. Thank you so very much.
Well, you're welcome. It's a
Thank you
joy
so much.
talking to you.
Oh, it was a joy talking to you too. Thank you so much for joining us. And I really hope that your play meets with good success.
Thank you, Douglas.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
So there you have it, theater lovers. Our conversation with Penny Barker, who is the playwright of A Kiss to Build a Dream On, which will be presented on Friday, July 5th, within the context of Domino Theater's Come Play by the Lake One Act Festival for the year 2024. We have 2 nights of theater for you. We'll have 2 shows on the first night, 2 shows on the second night. They're in competition. On the first night, on Friday, we will also be having a presentation of John Corrigan's play On My Block, because the 2 one-act plays are a little shorter and we wanted to give you a little more content. After the plays, do stay because we will have a judging panel and they will be adjudicating the plays and giving their public comments. So if you would like to hear what our judges have to say about the offerings, you are more than welcome to stay. And the reason we do this is because our One Act Play Festival is actually a qualifier for the Eastern Ontario Drama League's One Act Theatre Festival, which takes place in the fall. The many community theatre companies from Eastern Ontario get together and bring their offerings over there. And Domino Theatre in the past has presented many good offerings that have been award winning. And a lot of it starts right here at the One Act Theatre Festival. So we hope that you will join us. It's at Domino Theatre, 52 Church Street in Kingston. Tickets are available through the Grand Theatre Box Office. The tickets are $20 for each of the 2 nights. We'll have 2 shows on the first night, plus On My Block, and 2 other shows on the second night. We hope that you join us. Thank you so very much for your attention, and come play by the lake.